Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema. Shema. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Shema, 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 Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema, Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema, Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael. Shema Yisrael. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema, Shema, Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu. Shema, Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema, Shema, Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema, Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema, Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema, Shema, Shema Yisrael, Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema 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 Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu. Shema, Shema, Shema Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu. Shema Yisrael, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu. Shema Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu. 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 Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Shema Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema. Good evening, everyone. Health, wealth, love, peace of mind, happiness, and strength. All hail President Oscar, CEO and President of Clowntown. Congratulations, Oscar. You've been promoted from President to CEO. Mazel tov. B'boinoi shalole. Good Shabbos. Broadcasting out of Tel Aviv, Israel. This is Mossad Headquarters with Oscar, President and CEO of Clown House Operation. It kicked me. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Shema
Also, porn sites are Jewish porn. That's also one more. Yeah, it's you're right. Anyway, going back to what I had
Israel Adonai Eloheinu Shema
voicing to it. So if someone had, let's say, your critical, you have $10,000 in it, and you know if you go inside, you can go in, no matter how much deterrence they have. So deterrence itself, I don't believe in deterrence. I mean, it just delayed. Somebody once, because they told it that. Oh, bro, I think deterrence is bullshit. It delays. It hasn't worked, has it? Look, America's been some complete failure in the department. You know what? Democrats, right? And they've got no. It's so sad. I love Democrats, but they're horrible. They're but now, I read that. The fact is sold and bought by Trump is sold and bought, and the Jews for Israel and pro Azerbaijan, so they're against us, and that's so fun. Most of them are. That's hilarious. No, we could, but or me in America, you fuck can, but you would be.
You want to get on your soapbox now about over? Well, guess what, my man? You're unemployed. Yep, but we're gonna fuck you.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Shema Yisrael Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Shema Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech asher kedeshanu b'mitzotav v'tzivanu l'chadlik asher shabbat v'nikri hagafen Shema Yisrael
I'm just saying what I see in the obvious. To be $310 million. Go on. Where's your $10 million? I'm sorry. We're acting like people. Neither one of them. Well, I think men are experts on women. That's just my opinion. Michelle is coming up. I invited Amanda. Emily's in New Zealand, so she's not going to be involved. Sure, I sent you an invite. But I think that she is excited. She's an excited female voter, and she's going to. I think she might win it. I'm excited about it. What's up, Miss Shirley?
Well, you need to get on Twitter and look at O'Keefe's page because they are promoting all that money as being grassroots and individual, but if you get the list of the people who donated money and got, say, $19, and then they use your name 100 times, same.
See, I actually he watched it live. He watched it live. I watched it live. Okay, so do me a favor, if you can, just try to paraphrase the whole segment. Question about the girl with the mental act, the question about from inside the nasty with the and he didn't have the Jewish vote has never affected the national election in any way whatsoever. You don't believe that? Oh, no, we're not enough people. We're not enough people to affect the national election. You can't have... Alright, Richard, hold on a second. Richard, hold on. Wait, I'm space statements up there.
I changed
Wait.
I was trying to think about to be able to make or break them. No, I'm here to be able to make or break an election. You gotta be.
Well, she's trying to beat you, Billy. To beat you, right? So about what do you think about what I'm saying? You think she has much chance? Oh, I think she has a chance. Yeah, for sure. I think it'll get closer and closer as we get closer to November. It's just gonna tighten up. Yeah, I think she's got a pretty good chance. Actually. Thank you, Roy. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm saying that you have to have basically between 1 to 2% of a percentage point to sway any sort of election. I mean, the numbers that people look in order to sway an election is like, can't help, like, in Pennsylvania, like, the Hispanic vote in certain Puerto Rican communities, not like large votes, which votes, like, districts that don't even fucking matter, excuse my French. So, no, should have never been large enough of a number to even reach 1% of a margin to be able to sway something, no matter how, almost any, what do you call it, in any, like, I can't think of one census that would garner that, like, where there's like, oh wow, it's such a populist vote of Jewish voters that they can actually make or break the election. I mean, you see most Jewish vote electorate actually vote within like the party lines of their own district. If they're
First of all, let me say I love when you speak to the French. And also, this is your lane, right? From here to like forward and stuff like that. Well,
yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna do this really deep French voice. See how it goes.
Trust me, no one ever is like spending money on a poll and how we can get the Jewish electorate. Okay, that's not one of the places that any campaign is going to spend any significant money ever in order to actually win anything. Okay, the only time you saw anyone build any sort of Jewish coalition was by freaking Kitover because he's a Jew and he wanted to be able to, satisfy his Jewish donor base and his friends and family. That's not part of any sort of ethnic media like strategy that Democrats or anyone tries to win. So,
Thank you, boy. What's up, Bo?
Hey, Bill.
Billy, I got you. What's up, Bo?
Hello, this is Boyd. I am living in France. I live in a Jewish district, and I believe that the Jewish power in America is very powerful and that they do influence the elections. I do not agree with the former speaker.
How? Everybody, wait. I know you got some sound. Wait, hold on. How exactly do they influence the elections? Please.
Because Alex Soros controls the dominion voting systems in their country.
Can I say something, Jay?
Of course, stand right back.
So, honestly, as an American, it is so disrespectful for anyone to just view this type of anti-Semitism that we have such a favorite tiger of a system in which any sort of group could garner feudalistic king-like monarchy-like Project 2025 like please scratch that from the record. I don't want to ruffle any feathers and talk about Project 2025. But we're not dumb. It's not about the disgusting. It's about the fact that people will order like a bullshit with rhetoric. Is that something that doesn't bother you or good Samaritan energy come on? Let your patriotism not allow such disgustingness to be spread. We do not have a system in which
I would like to respond, Jay, when she is finished.
Stop talking when I speak, sir. I think I deserve silence. So, as I was saying, it is disrespectful to us as Americans for anyone to even insinuate that we have such a corrupt system. Yes, it's one thing to critique our institutions, it's another one to question the sanctity of them or even like the viability of them on a molecular level. So this is fucked up. And so no, unless you actually can prove evidence of some sort of under the works web that is being influenced and has caused all of this stuff that the Jews can have power on choosing an American president, please prove it to me. But until that day, try to learn more and speak less.
Well, wait, hold on, Poet. I got you. Hold on, Poet. Wait, I just want to say I adore you. Poet, the mic is yours.
I will say his name one more time. It is Alex Soros, and you can go on Instagram to view his Instagram. It is Alex Soros. Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, the political power of your government is in bed with the son of the devil, George Soros.
Right? Hold on, dude. Yeah, right. Bye. You doing okay?
Yeah, this is some real anti-Semitic shit.
Yeah, it's also very delusional shit. Like not grounded in reality.
Pretty sure
Kyle, cool, Kyle.
Yeah.
This is some real Rothschild conspiracy bullshit. Richard made a point about that the Jews as a voting bloc can change the effect of the national election. No, that has never happened, and we're not enough of a voting bloc to be able to do that. Now there's an accusation that we control all the media, we control the voting machines, we control the Clintons, for God's sakes. I mean, how bad of a Jew hater can you be to think all of these crazy things? Go read a poem, maybe, instead of all this anti-Semitic crap.
Dude, and the way you're whispering is as if you're like trying to eat in the middle of Ramadan. What do you even say when you speak? Oh, the Soros, Mike, have you seen this? Have you seen that? Like, dude, be at least like, I just love it that really we're supposed to be like blown away by the fact that you were able to name 4 names. Mazel, wow, amazing. You were able to muster 4 world-renowned names that everybody and their mama fucking knows. Please, how original. I'm blown away, Jake, by the intellectualism. Truly, truly flabbergasted.
Well, hold on. Boy, I didn't want to boot him because I wanted to be like nice, but poet, why are you whistling?
I am not whispering. I am from France. This is the way we speak in Paris. I am here for the Olympics.
Oh, sorry to hear that. You sound like a troll. Are you one of those female boxers that are really men?
I believe that there should be trans rights in the Olympics and that there should be a third category known as trans because this controversy is damaging the trans movement.
You sound like Chicago Chief.
I didn't know!
Nice to see you, but here's the door.
How did he know? How did he know? He knew. He could tell.
First we got bottoms. That's why you
That would be
that. Yeah, that's why you raped half the planet. That's why the number one export that you had was independence fucking days.
We're all bottom.
British
So what's the point of raping? Can't engage into anal sex. Yeah, they do a Cambridge first year. My favorite instead.
Yeah, well, what's the number one export of UK? Independence days.
Well, actually, there's Jacob Rowling.
That's a good one that I've never heard.
Oh, that is kind of funny. Damn you.
Half of the fucking planet imported Independence days from the British.
I know, but they all speak in English, so we know what Independence Day means, and they actually coherent.
Yeah, that's funny that we are even speaking in English. How the fuck did you pull this one out? Like, make the whole
So
word
lazy.
speak fucking...
No. No interest. It's because English is so easy to learn.
That's true, yeah, that's really, really true. And also, when you fuck up, nobody knows, because it's
atrocious in
Yeah.
language, and people are still going to understand you somehow.
Is it
Yeah.
said it's easy to requires quite a lot of
no bullshit, bro, bullshit. I speak Farling.
No, seriously. Can we move on? Okay, anybody on the stage, can you please, anybody, I don't get it, as long as it's not him, can you guys redirect this fucking room? Because it's not your room, chat troll. Why don't you go open up a room so you can babble to yourself all night long? And whoever wants to go follow him, that'd be great. Okay.
Well, I have something. We don't have to talk about this, but I just saw it on the local news. They said that Jake Pritzker, who was governor of Illinois, is back on the short list, or is on the short list. He had his third interview with the vetting team, and he spoke on standby until he hears more. So I don't know if this is, again, just keeping the list broad so they can't figure out who it is. But
He's
I
Jewish.
saw this about 20 minutes ago.
He's Jewish. Is he not Jewish?
He's not Jewish, I don't think.
Pritzker is Jewish.
Yes, he's Jewish. That's the family is Jewish.
So, I mean, what do we say? Because is Shapiro Jewish?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Inside, so is Kamala Khan.
But they do not live together. Kamala and her husband do not live together.
What? What?
They have an open marriage and the children are not hers. That is from his first marriage.
Is it a full moon? Let me go get up and go sit on the patio because it must be a full
Lisa,
fucking
you have to title
drinks
for
are out.
dummies.
Oh, you know who
The real
posted
politic
that
is that she is not black. She is an Indian woman, and that is the real politic.
And you an Indian man.
Yeah, kick this dude out of, come on now.
See what you did, Jean-Luc?
I didn't do anything. I gave you a suggestion.
And listen, let me tell you something, ladies on the stage and in the audience. This is what you get for listening to men, especially on a Friday night. All right? Well, nothing.
So if I told you to follow me to man, please don't attack.
Now you're gonna try to say. Now Jean-Luc is gonna say, "See how they do you?" Then they're gonna try to play you. If I ask you to follow me to hell, will you follow me? It depends on what the fuck you got.
Something's wrong with you, Lisa.
So please do not play with me, Jean-Luc.
Yeah,
Because some men are worth following to hell, and you damn well know it. So don't play tonight. This is Friday night.
It is Friday night, and that is precisely why I'm gonna stay quiet.
Mm-hmm. It's a full moon, I swear to God. So anyway, any ladies want to come up to the stage so we can talk? We can talk about Kamala. We can talk about her Jewish husband. We can talk about
the bitch slap.
The bitch slap. Which bitch slap?
The one JD Vance is getting by Simone Biles. Remember when she pulled out of the Olympics 4 years ago? He called her weak. What's he gonna say about her now?
He's not gonna say shit.
He ain't gonna say shit.
I did all that laundry and forgot to wash my favorite shirt. Oh shit. Oh shit. I haven't eaten today, and I worked out last night for 3 hours, so I am delirious. Whew, I'm gonna fuck this macaroni and cheese up.
Ain't nothing all day.
I ate fruit because I'm doing my little slim down, my little lean mean fight machine shit.
I ate till 2 o'clock today. I ate some salmon, broccoli, and some white rice. Good. Right out.
I had avocado toast this morning, and then I had fruit all day, so I'm ready to fucking go.
I think I want to lose about 25 more pounds. Then I'll be good. You talk around one of them.
Damn, gang. Why you tell anybody?
How you?
Shorty looked good too, gang. Shorty actually looked good. She was nice, thick. Oh, baby, boy.
I know I shouldn't have told
You
one.
should have said shit, gang. You should have held that in, bro. So you actually got it, nigga. Cause I'm not gonna lie. Now that I know that you flag nigga slipped up on baby, I'm already on the IG. What's up, sweetheart? Oh, baby, I am, gang. I swear to God, I move so fast, G. Oh, God, I do, boy. I move fast than a motherfucker.
By Wednesday?
That's crazy.
What's up, your ecstasy?
Thank you.
Oh, no, what's up, man? I move so fast.
You was on that shit.
Man, oh, God, as soon as, boy, what was I?
My boy Tato hit me up like,
She did you look at this new story that she just put up in the mirror? Thick as fuck. God.
What, on the ground?
Oh, baby.
Are you a
Let y'all masturbate. I'll be back.
Fat ass, boy.
No. Yeah.
Damn, she bitch.
Yeah, I'm finna take a trip to the south.
Nah, I'm shit.
Oh, God, boy.
You said.
Mm-hmm.
He over there hot, so we just gonna try to ask him. Hey, right quick. One last time. That shit got hurt. I still ain't seeing nothing yet.
Do you like books? Do you read books? What are your favorite books? What book are you reading right now? This is Books. Let's talk about books.
Vote in your Democratic primaries this year for Joe Biden and the Kamala Harris ticket, and then getting
been scammed by like Joe Biden dropping out of the race, and now it's the Kamala Harris plus whatever other white man that's younger than Joe Biden she can replace him with. That's a scam.
Josh Shapiro, big time Zion.
Josh Shapiro. So they voted for Biden and Harris. Biden at the top of the ticket, Harris below him on the ticket.
Yeah.
And then he was swapped out with Josh Shapiro. That's a scam. You're now voting for Josh Shapiro, even though you thought you were voting for Biden.
A candidate dropping out of a race is a scam.
Wouldn't it
All right.
Wouldn't the point
Absolutely.
just be that
That's stupid,
isn't your
bro.
messaging
The fuck?
failing? Isn't your attempts to try to
Listen,
like
if you're so stupid that you think Biden dropped out voluntarily under his own volition,
Florida, you're deflecting.
no, not yet. You haven't proven how it's a scam yet.
But I'm saying, like, even if it's not a scam, I think the point is that your messaging isn't working. Like, there is no black people participating in these events. Like, it's a bunch of people saying, like, blacks for Republicans, like, trying to get black people involved in your party, and it's not working. So even if it's not a quote-unquote scam on its face, it's like y'all are easily gullible. Y'all think niggas want to be a part of y'all, and we don't as a group collectively. It may be some individuals, but it's like it's not working. But y'all keep
There is no collective, man. The black movement is not a fucking it's not a uniform like what's the fucking word?
Monolithic.
It's not one. It's not
Monolith.
Monolithic. Thank you.
I didn't well,
This just comes from. I think this comes from a sense of projection from Democrats who think that because black people have one position, if it's not all black people, it's just there's no reason to acknowledge black people here because it's not 98% of black people here. The point of Black for Trump is not to say it's going to be a bunch of black people supporting Trump. It's to court the black people who do support Trump so they actually feel like they could actually say they do. Because it turns out there's actually, have you seen that there's actually people that have these rallies? And it's obviously black people. But if you know who Brandon Tatum is, then you probably know who the other people are. So you've probably seen. I don't know if you've seen the footage. Yeah. So let me finish because Gorgeous just loves hogging mics because that's what he loves doing. So I could speak interrupted. Hi, Daddy. Thank you. The whole question's off a false premise because he's like, y'all being a scam. The black Republicans not really showing up to these rallies when the whole point of the Blacks for Trump thing is to just show that there's black people who are not afraid to show that they support Trump. And they are.
Also, if it's one black person or 100, it's a bingo.
I know that I just want to argue against black people not being a monolith because I think somewhere around 95% of them vote one particular way, I think. Which is to say, to not vote in that one particular way is rare.
What is a monolith?
You know what?
It's not what is a monolith, it's how is a monolith used with regards to the black community.
Yeah, I like how you're morphing words.
She said, we are a community, and then you said you're not a community, you're not a monolith. And that is dumb, because monolithic is just to speak on how we think as a diverse group of people, but we are a group of people.
Right, but a community does not have a monolithic thought. That was the point I was making.
But
you said we're not a community.
Majority thought.
No, it's not a monolithic thought.
We're welcoming majority.
After the 8%, because you're
but
not.
Even within that even within the black Americans that vote for Democrats, they don't even all agree on shit. There's some that are much further left than others.
I don't think you're addressing though what Gorgeous was talking about. I keep bringing it
up.
back.
Yeah, I did. He said there was a scam going on. I proved to him that scam was a terrible word to use.
You're right, Florida. I know you have a green bean, but it doesn't make you right.
I'm coercing with you, ma'am.
I can't hear
coercing or conversing?
Conversing.
I can't hear
a little high.
Sing at the same time.
Can I add to the conversation?
Is that
So Gorgeous, do you acknowledge? Wait. Gorgeous, are you going to acknowledge what all of your other cohorts have acknowledged that white Republicans are not being scammed? No, I'm not
I
going
wanted to contribute to
Okay,
that.
because it seems like they're all saying
what we're being
scammed. You're gonna stand 10 toes down on the fact that
I'm gonna
see, so this is where I'm gonna continue to argue with him, ladies and gentlemen. If he's gonna continue to say they're being scammed, I'm gonna ask him for proof on how they're being scammed. And until we figure through
Florida, if anything, if they ran an advertisement, okay, and it was saying one thing, and when the folks get there, it's another, that's called bait and switch, okay? So someone can, if they wanted to, could challenge it if that were the case. So you can't just outright say it's not a scam. I'm not saying it's a scam, but I'm not saying that it isn't a scam either.
wait, is what you're saying happened? Did that happen?
Well, I'm giving a scenario. I don't know.
Oh, okay. So then, like, what are we talking about here? We're just throwing hypotheticals out there. Like, if I throw shit at the ceiling and it sticks,
Calm down.
did I put glue on the shit? I don't know.
You need a shot. You need a shot. You need a shot.
I think I do.
Get you a shot, baby. I have one. Okay. So anyway, it could be bait and switch. That's what I just wanted to contribute, especially if they did an advertisement in the print. Gorgeous. Is this a real scenario or is this hypothetical?
No, this is a real. This is all. Every other thing is real. They want to get scammed. Just let them. Because
but you haven't proven how it is a scam.
But I mean, if you are being that obtuse where you don't realize that what describing is a scam, I don't know if I can help you. I'm coming to you here.
I don't know, bro. It sounds like you're just using some hyperbolic language. You're using some strong language to try to persuade you to take this seriously.
Of my pure heart. And you're rejecting it.
Hold on.
So would that be the Democrat Party, since they actually haven't done it?
Hold on, real quick.
Oh, Brad.
It's okay because they don't care. They don't actually care. So that's why it's like it's their poor messaging. It really is. They're not getting it. They're not getting what they're saying. They're just like, it's not a scam. It's not a scam. Like, that's not.
It's not. Hold up. What, Neek, do you understand?
It's no different in a scam that
Be quiet,
That's not what I'm saying. We're just saying that it is a scam, and I've asked him to show how it's a scam, and he's unable to justify it.
I feel like
y'all are not
like
trying
a
to
great one-to-one Ponzi scheme, and that's not what Gorgeous is saying.
No, the entire point is that it's a dumb criticism, because the whole thing, Gorgeous is saying there's not enough black people here, so it's a scam. The whole thing about Blacks for Trump, it's organized by black people because they're trying to show black people that if you want to support Trump, you can do it openly. That's the entire point. If you're gonna complain that white people are showing up to these rallies, it doesn't fucking matter. That's not the point. You're framing this as if they're telling people, come to this free black person show so you can see 1,000 black people. That's not the fucking point of this, bro. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That Kamala's doing white dudes for fucking Kamala, white girls for fucking Karens for this, white gay guys for this, Asian Martians for this, illegal immigrants for this.
We actually showed up.
Oh yeah, okay, you showed up, Black George showed up.
Yeah, and I will be in election. I will be working the polls.
I know
we already know that.
Fully aware you work polls.
Yes, I will.
George, can you do me a favor? Can
Anyway.
you restate your argument? Because I didn't hear it.
Please don't acknowledge me.
Can you just restate the argument?
Why? He's a black man. Aren't you like concerned he might go to the black for Republican thing?
Listen, my fellow gentlemen, my brothers in Christ.
Did you hear Kamala acting like really fucking
Please, go ahead.
The argument, George.
I just want to say, you guys don't understand that this is both a grift and a scheme.
Wait, so you mean like
What's the argument? If you want to hear the argument, Gorgeous, you remember that girl that had the MAGA hat and was on Twitter talking about, I can't go to school because I'm a black Republican? They don't get it. That girl that's the whole point. Like, no, black people don't
Do you guys understand how incredibly easy it is to scam Republicans, especially
they're so gullible. They're very
Scam, George. What's the scam?
We're asking for the argument. Can we please have the argument? Please, nobody interrupt him.
Thank you. So all I'm saying is, listen, it is, of course, my opinion, that this is a scam, okay? This is not something I'm saying in fact, but this is a scam to me because, in my opinion, when you have events as it relates to Blacks for Trump and as it relates to Blexit, and other organizations like that. I know there are several others, but they don't have as much. They don't have the legs that these two organizations have. When you host events and there's nothing but white people, maybe one or two Black people, to me that is a scam. That's a grift. Okay, it's a grift. Somebody is standing to profit from selling the idea that Black people are supporting Trump. You can agree with me. You don't have to agree with me.
Gorgeous not know what an argument is?
So hold on, Gorgeous, what you're saying? So what you're saying is that when, just so I can understand, you're saying that when candidates host events specifically for, let's say, blacks for Trump, right? And then only white people show up, you're saying that's this.
Right. If it's because you're buying the tickets.
So Black Lives Matter was a scam then.
Excuse me. I was speaking to be master.
Wasn't that a bunch of white people with skateboards?
Excuse me, straight man. I want to speak to be master.
Gorgeous can't do.
Listen,
Be master. It's obvious that he does believe that it was a scam. Gorgeous. The more important question here is, what is your definition of a scam in general?
In this case, I would say it's more on the lines of, okay, you're selling an idea of something, right? Which the idea in this case is that Black people are going to be at this event supporting this cause for Republican or conservatism, right?
No, that's not what I'm asking. What's your definition of a scam?
I'm defining it.
No, you're telling me why you think this was a scam, but what's your definition
so
of
I'm
a scam?
trying to do both. So to me, the definition of a scam is when you say one thing, or you're selling an idea of something that is not the reality of what you're selling, right?
Okay, so like to deceive.
Yeah, it's being deceptive.
Okay, great. We can work off of that. Now, what is the definition of deception?
Well, goddamn it, is this Webster?
Well, no, because the point that I'm trying to make here, Gorgeous, is like the only way that you're going to be... Gorgeous, my point is this. The only way that you're going to be able to prove that these white Republicans were being deceived, that they were going to show up to an event that was going to have a ton of blacks there on fucking display for them. Gorgeous, just wait. The only way you're going to be able to prove that these white Republicans were being deceived is if you had some sort of like claim that they made themselves that they thought they were going to receive A, but then they received B.
You're not getting it.
They thought that A was true, and then it wasn't.
Deception, one question at a time. Deception is the act of intentionally misleading someone into believing something that is not.
Right. Now, you are only going to be able to confirm if they were intentionally misled if, number one, you know the intent of the organizers, and number two, you get the conviction from these people themselves that they were misled.
Listen.
I told you, Gorgeous, he's looking for a Ponzi scheme. Like, he's not getting it on purpose. He's not getting it on purpose.
No, you're being obtuse. You're being loose with your language, and you're being rhetorical. You're being rhetorical.
They're not being precise. And they're actually not making an argument.
They're not actually making an argument.
You're the only person.
That doesn't sound weird to anybody. Like
Megan Thee Stallion twerking at Kamala's speech.
It's funny. Can I read from the Wikipedia page? Because the whole thing it says Black voices for Trump. So George's complaint is that it's a scam because there wasn't enough Black people at the rally, and that they were trying to make it seem as if it was going to be 100 bajillion Black people all dancing in one accord. When the actual Wikipedia page says Black Voices for Trump was to raise awareness of Black people who would support Trump. So the proposition that they're saying is that their job is to raise awareness for Black people who are willing to support Trump out openly. Curious George here is saying that because there wasn't 1,100 Black people there, that they were scamming them because
Oh my God, are you serious?
was not there. So that's
the deliverable was
No,
hey,
he's
we're
intentionally
gonna increase awareness.
He's trying to
You're saying
rephrase what my
awareness
intention was, and I don't need a straight man explaining what my intentions were. I'm capable of doing that myself.
All right, sorry, bro.
Please
Sorry.
do, because I'm confused. Please do.
Okay, so I just want to answer Florida's question first before we go on a tangent with Dope. So, Florida, what you're doing right now is a burden of proof fallacy. It's a fallacious attempt to create this like nefarious sense of burden that I have to meet in order to prove something is correct. That's not going to work on me, sir. And like I said, you don't have to believe that this is a scam. In my opinion, it's a scam. They're selling the idea that there's all these black people that are voting for Republicans, and they're not. And white people are the ones.
Wait. Gorgeous, are you okay?
Scam. Pocket
What was
baby
the number, Florida? Look it up.
So we gotta ask him if he knows what awareness.
Anybody in this room can go on YouTube and go and just search a Brexit event. You're gonna see majority white people at these events. These events are for black people who are Republican. If you don't see I can't help you. I can't help you, and it no wonder why Trump is able to take advantage of us in the way that he's able to take advantage of you. Because you're not seeing
Trump was not giving you a baby sister when he was with your mommy. Is that what the reason is?
Listen, I know.
Yeah, I figured as much. First off, there are literally millions of black people that voted for Trump. What the fuck is wrong with your fucking own math? Secondly, you have these events that welcome absolutely everybody. They don't give a fuck what color skin. They do it for awareness. They did it for the Hispanics. They did it for Asians. They did it for a whole group of fucking people. Women, etc. Go down the list. Very similar to what your dipshit fucking cum-card fucking former fucking, I don't know, on her knees fucking candidate did when she's hosting all these Zoom events.
Wow.
We gotta defeat the orange man. When she sat there and said Asians and white people and black women and black men. Oh, by the way, only 10,000 of them showed up for that event. So I would be interested in what your fucking line in the sand is about fucking numbers. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you're just talking shit. And everyone's shit.
I'm looking here, bro.
And let me know if you want to come to this Black for Republicans.
Let me ask you this. I'm looking at a Pew Research article.
Not Pew Research on this. I'm sure it's not on the Brexit.
Oh, no, not on Brexit in general. No, more broadly on black voters' views on Biden, Trump, and election 2024.
Yeah, no.
And this was only published a couple of months ago in May.
Can you share the link?
Yeah, sure. Give me a second.
Yeah, I actually know the link he's talking about. It shows
you don't
in the 2024 it was literally in like March of this year. They polled black people, and it turns out that of black people below the age of 60, so from 18 to 59, 29% of them said they preferred Trump over Biden. So that's hilarious to me. That's fucking hilarious.
That's what I'm getting at here, right? And I have it here, so I'm gonna post it for you. I'm gonna post it for you right up top so we can all follow along. But then I'd like to make the point that I'm gonna make. All right, if that's cool with you, right? That'd be great. Thanks. Yeah. So black voters that are aligned with the Democratic Party versus the Republican Party, it's 83 to 12. Okay, so it's overwhelmingly Democratic. However, if your understanding of the historic black vote over the last 5 decades and my understanding of the historic black vote over the last 5 decades are the same, that's largely almost 1.5 times greater than it has historically been for the last 5 decades. It's only been about 8% Republican leaning over the last 5 decades.
Bush got up to 20, I believe. It was 20% for Bush. So
Brad. The percentage of black voters who would vote for Biden or Trump if the election was held, and granted this was back in August, right? Unfortunately, we don't have newer numbers yet based on Kamala, but 18% were saying that they would vote for Trump over Biden. And furthermore, as I scroll down a little bit, yeah, the interesting part of the metric is under the age of 50, almost 30% of black voters would lean towards voting for Trump. So it's only the old heads that are left in your own fucking demographic. Really? Yeah, and it's black men are more likely to vote for Trump as well at 20% compared to 16% of women.
You do understand that in black intellectual spaces, there's a lot of critiques on the mainstream.
Even in black intellectual spaces, though, it's actually a pretty split. 17% with a college degree and 18% without a college degree.
I just want to finish. The data is flawed when it comes to, that's actually discussed quite.
You were going to tell me that Pew Research Center has flawed data.
Pew first does.
And I'm going to tell you to go to their methodology and show me where you, as a professional statistician, would fix their methodology. Because Pew Research Center is considered the gold standard of research.
Right. So, where in this Pew Research article is it saying that black people are leaning for Trump? Somebody
that's not that wasn't anything close to what I said.
That's not what he said at all. He literally said
That's not what he said.
That's not what he said. That's not what he
This
said.
nigga is retarded. Let's move on.
George, that's not what he said at all. I'm not even Republican, so relax. You're safe. Nothing's happening to you.
I like your hair. You might as well be a Republican.
It's AI, so.
Don't insult her. Who the hell
You wear this style because it's
You know what?
Well, you've been talking for like a really long time, so it kind of gets hard to like jump in. So. I'm not saying that.
Fucking smack him. No, why don't you? Shut
You've been talking for a while, so I just wanted to jump in.
God, why don't you go for it, George? What do you got? All I've heard you say is some stupid shit while you like to go.
Hey, I just wanted to have a conversation with Florida.
No, you didn't. You wanted
five
to sit there and
people jump off the mic.
I don't give a fuck. You attacked her. She didn't do anything. She's been
attack her. I
defending
said her hair
you,
looks
dumbass.
nice.
I told her to shut the fuck up.
Brad,
Just shut your
just shut the fuck up. That's not an
Why don't you
attack.
just get the fuck going? Because you haven't won any debate. You haven't won anything.
You know,
Why don't you just take that leap off the bridge and just do one of the things? But you know what? Here's what I want you to do. Stop targeting fucking children. Stop fucking going after that. Because you are that fucking dumbass. Because no, you are. You said the ceremony.
I didn't even watch that. You think I watched it?
Brad is so unhinged. We get it. You're homophobic. Can we move on? Like, what the fuck? We were talking every time Brad want to talk because you're not adding to the conversation. You're just adding homophobia. Frankly, you don't have an argument either. So can we move on?
Really, I don't. I just
Exactly. You don't have one either. So why are you pulling out? Why for not having one if you don't have one but homophobia? Shut up too. Like I don't like people that just like to talk because I don't insult none of y'all. Like, shut up and have an argument or not. Florida, you have something to add?
Yeah, I do.
Stupid.
He really does.
It's okay. I'm sorry about that, guys. The last thing I'm going to say is, regardless, honestly, it doesn't matter if the black Americans vote 100% for the Democrats. At the end of the day, the population size of the black American vote is so small that it would probably barely move the needle.
That's all it takes to win an election. That small black population. But really
Exactly.
I wanted to say that Tali, and I have nothing against you, I still love you, but you said 95% of blacks vote Democrat, and right now 25% of black men are Trump leaning, 16 to 17% of black women are Trump leaning. This is more than any other Republican presidential candidate in recent years in our fucking lifetime. This is the most amount of black people leaning Republican for our entire lifetime. I think that is a blessing. That's all I wanted to say. My hand hurted from raising it for so fucking long. Just,
Oh no, I was playing it.
I was arguing
and
with
I do want to
Georgia,
say that I love all the moderators, but you motherfuckers crazy. That's for sure. Y'all don't do none of the logistics.
No.
I'm sorry, I was arguing with Gorgeous. I'm sorry.
All you do is
That Sam always shit ain't gonna work.
Okay, so I have been playing games
things on my phone,
okay.
so no, I haven't been watching for people raising their hands.
I'm sorry, I've been fighting with Gordon.
Do your fucking job.
It's okay. It's okay, Tyler. I'll pull my resource, but I think the stat I was looking at last was from actual voting patterns, not the polling.
Okay.
Because as has been witnessed on this stage, and they piss me off with this, they'll have a lot to say about politics, but they won't go out and do their civic duty because they don't actually care. But
that's what
that's
actually the context that I wanted to add, because I was interrupted by a straight man. And I wanted to say that polling is quite racist, because when we look at white voters, we break things down by like people's propensity to go out and vote, etc. But there's been like a blind spot when it comes to minority groups in these areas. So you can go out and poll a whole bunch of black people. It doesn't mean that these people are registered to vote. It doesn't mean that they're actually likely voters versus registered voters. Some polls control for that, but a lot of them don't. And especially when it comes to black voters, we think black voters are monolithic. So yeah, you can poll a whole bunch of black men at the barbershop, but it doesn't mean that they're representative of black men in general. Yeah. So that's the issue they've been having. So a lot of for Biden was at 19% for Trump. So it's a very stark difference between mainstream polling and actual polling for black people.
Did you really just say polling is racist, bro?
That was a good one. Can I jump in real quick? I want to jump in real quick.
Before I accept his critique of the methodology of black polling in totality, I want him for the racism that he's proclaiming, because this specific article, I don't think does. Go ahead.
Okay.
Thanks. So I was curious about what Gorgeous was saying. Gorgeous, oh my God. No problem. I just can't handle that. Sorry. So I was
George.
Oh, sure. Thank you. So I was curious about what he was talking about, because that was concerning to me. About the hosting a like a Black American event for Trump and having a bunch of white people show up. And I don't think that it's necessarily a scam, but obviously it was interesting enough for me to look into it. So apparently what happened was he had an event, and he was going to talk at some, what was it? It was a conservative conference in Detroit. And on his way, it was sort of like an impromptu for a reach out. And it was at a local Black church. He wasn't invited. The pastor made sure to say that he didn't invite him, Pastor Sewell, which was pretty funny when they were interviewing him about it. He said, but everyone's allowed, at the church, I think, whether you have convictions or not. But the point is that, yeah, go ahead.
The pastor's not allowed to invite a political figure to the church.
Oh, okay. Well,
it's a direct violation of the 501c3 stuff.
Okay, thank you, Florida. I appreciate that. He was, for whatever reason, he felt that it was necessary to let everybody know that he didn't invite it. He wasn't invited.
Because it would have invalidated the 501c3s.
Okay. I think it was also, though, to let people know that he wasn't reaching out to Donald Trump in any way, or he didn't have any
kind of endorsement of a political figure is a violation of the 501c3.
In and of itself, campaigning, I've been on plenty of campaigns. There's no scam there. If it was like a pre-hosted event with there's tickets and all this other stuff, yeah, I probably would be with Gorgeous on that. But this seemed just like a random reach out to just try to get people in the area to come and try to get accustomed to him and talk to him and whatever else. So I don't see any issue with that. And also, I don't know if you guys are interested. Yeah, hold on one more second. I don't know if you guys are interested. You can let me know. I went and I found the clip from Trump. He was actually he was invited to the Black Association of Journals of like journalists or something along those lines, and it's about about the student Sona seat thing, and I do understand what Gorgeous was talking about. If you guys are...
Thank you, B. Minister. I think you are coming in good faith. So I love to engage with you, and I just want to say that I was referring to specifically that while that is one of the reasons why I'm saying that, but the Black church event, that was a disaster. It was nothing but white people. It was mostly white people in there, and like 5 Black people there. But that wasn't really what I was referring to. I was referring to the Lexit events. Lexit has their own. Oh shit. Okay. Wow. Lexit has their own like set of events. At least they did in the 2017, 2018 era. I think they've kind of transformed into something else now. So I don't know if they're still calling themselves Lexit. I don't know if they're just purely Black for Trump or whatever. But when I was looking into this, they have several events. They did like several city tours. And when you look at the videos, you see majority white people. And so this is a trend. This is something to me that spells out a trend. Because you have these quote unquote Black Republicans heading and being the face of these events, giving this impression that there's going to be a whole bunch of Black people that support conservative causes. And we've had these type of, just as a critique to the polling, every election cycle, there's this conversation about Black men. We were having this conversation in 2022, and Black men overwhelmingly voted for the Democratic Party. It was like 86% here. I think it was 84% here in Georgia. I'm in a swing state. So if we're going to see Black men like deviate from the Democratic Party, I think we should be the first to see it here in Atlanta. And that's not the case. Probably because Black men like me, because I'm still Black, I'm still a man, vote Democratic. But the bottom line is, I just wanted to say that those were the events that I was talking about.
If I could say something real fast, I watched the interview with Donald Trump talking about Sonia Massey, and I think it's misconstrued with what he said. She literally asked him, why would you grant this type of officer immunity? And he said, I don't know the exact case, but I saw something, I didn't like it. We need to bring respect back to our officers. We need to make sure that they're taking care of the people.
And he said,
I literally said
the water, right? So
hold on, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on, yeah. He literally said you're talking about the water. Yes, he said we need to bring respect back to the police. We need to make sure the police are taking care of us. He said, and I saw something and I didn't like it. You never ever condone giving this man immunity. He literally said, I saw something, I didn't like it. It was wrong. So do not do this shit where you say, oh, he said a few weeks ago.
You guys wanted this here, right? I have it queued up. We can play it.
Please.
Yeah, okay, so we can get straight to
full context. Here we go.
Sorry?
It's very clear. I hear you.
Okay. So Sonia Massey, someone from Illinois, an unarmed woman, was shot the other day in her home by a deputy sheriff. The deputy has since been charged with murder. You said police would get immunity from prosecution if you win. Why should someone like that officer have immunity, in your opinion?
Immunity? I don't know the exact case, but I saw something, and it didn't look good to me. Are you talking with the water, right?
Yeah, well, police unions are not backing this person either. But again, why would...
Are they going to be charging the officer? I guess they're charging the officer.
So why should he receive immunity?
Well, he might not. I mean, it depends. It depends on what happens. I'm talking about people that are much different cases than that. We need people to protect ourselves. And by the way, in Chicago, as an example, a few weeks ago, July 4th weekend, 117 shootings and 17 deaths. Nobody wants that. We need to have our police officers have the respect and dignity back. In this particular case, I saw something that didn't look good to me. I didn't like it. At all.
So, can you get a little more specific back to the immunity question? Who would make those cases?
Well, right now, for the most part,
people are protected by their unions, by their police unions, or by their police departments. But I'm saying if I felt, or if a group of people would feel that somebody was being unfairly prosecuted because the person did a good job maybe with bribe, or made a mistake, an innocent mistake. There's a big difference between being a bad person. I would want to help that person. What if he's going after somebody and it's a very close call and it's very dangerous, and they have... It's almost done. The policeman's life and woman is a very difficult thing because sometimes you have less than a second to make a life and death decision, and sometimes very bad decisions are made. They're not made from an evil standpoint, but they're made from the standpoint of they made a mistake.
I want to follow up really quickly. So that was the whole thing.
No, Gorgeous, hold on, because we've already heard your take on it. You think that Donald Trump said that this man deserves immunity, and I definitely didn't hear him say that. I heard him say explicitly that this man may not receive immunity. Did anybody else in the room hear Donald Trump say that this man deserves immunity? And at what point did anybody at all hear him say that he deserves immunity?
Nobody. Curious George.
Gorgeous did.
All right, Gorgeous. It's one versus the stage. Go ahead.
Okay. I mean, that's fine. I'll be on my square and I'll be correct. I just want to say that I don't anticipate for white people and Black Republicans to understand racism. And I understand that you guys are coming at it from an experience that you don't have. But what he just said, making innocent mistakes. Okay? He watered down.
We're not all white.
I want to be able to
we're not all white, right?
Pocket.
Just making sure.
I don't know who's white and who's not. People have cartoons as their photos. But I don't. But the bottom line is, when it comes to this particular issue, he watered down the actions of, if anyone saw that video, watered down the actions of that officer to an innocent mistake.
Pastor, can you rerun the part of the clip where he makes the distinction between making an innocent mistake and being a bad person?
Play back again. Let's just play it back again.
You see how you don't like opposition?
Gorgeous, you just like the part where he said, I didn't like it.
He said he didn't like it, but
he was talking about people very different.
He didn't specify the issue.
Yes, he did.
The reason why that is problematic.
Literally specified.
Io, can you just not speak to me? I was going to shoot him.
Yeah, let's let the Black people do this.
Not the Black people. Wow. Okay, so I just wanted to say that he didn't specify. I know other people want to force that in. He didn't specify who he was referencing when he said he didn't like this. And that's part of the problem, is that he seemed really out of touch with this situation. He also started by saying he wasn't really quite familiar with the situation, which is something Trump always does to deflect away from the actual conversation itself. And then he tried to deflect to talking about Chicago. The journalist brought him back on subject and said, well, what about the immunity piece? And then he said, well, you never know. It depends.
George,
and then
do
he
you want to
starts
listen to
talking
it again?
about,
Do you want to listen to it again?
Let's listen to it again.
Okay. Everything that's going to play out.
It's not going to change his mind at all. I agree with Brad.
You guys are not going to change your mind. Nothing.
He's going to cry like a...
So it's very
gorgeous. It's important for you to know that there are... This stage is full... I know, Brad. I know. This stage is full of a diverse group of thought, Gorgeous. It's not just Black Republicans in this room. I know that Tali's not a Black Republican.
I wasn't.
Miss Fifi's definitely not a Black Republican. Concrete's definitely not a Black Republican. Dominic
is most definitely not a black Republican. So I didn't hear any of these non-Republican blacks make the same claim that you're making.
We're not doing the ad populum thing. Just play, either you're gonna play.
You don't get to tell him what he's going to do or not. You're just sitting there trying to dictate. No, who the fuck are you? You ain't nobody. Who the fuck are you, Brad? Get that voice up there. Squeeze those balls a little bit. Who the fuck are you, balls a little bit more. I mean, at the end of the day, you try to script some bullshit. What are you gonna do? You have some bullshit that's out there. You don't have it. You are. Me? I'm the man who's stopping you from doing stupid shit.
You're stopping. Oh no, Concrete ran. Concrete ran because he can't even defend you right now.
Yeah, he can. Nobody wants him to.
You're the man
that's fucking wrong you are.
You're the man that's what did he say? I'm gonna go ahead and say, well, let's change the subject a little bit because we talked about Brexit, right?
So Dominic, just to be clear, you definitely did not misinterpret what Trump said to mean that this guy deserves immunity, did you?
Yeah, no, I'm on your side.
Okay.
But I just read an article about Brexit. They actually paid black people to attend their rallies. So that's that, man.
So did Meg Thee Stallion. They like all campaigns do that though. Like every campaign does it for events and people and like
politician.
I mean, that's shameful. I'll accept that. That's shameful, right? I don't like the idea that there are people that get paid to show up to these things as pawns, right? Just like, the same thing is true all over the political spectrum. I criticize it when I see it one place. I'll criticize it when I see it anywhere, right? Like the majority of these loud anti-Israel protesters that show up and do horrible protests, like the ones that were bussed into Washington, D.C., these people are being funded by Iran and George Soros for the most part. So I'll cede to that, right? Like people that fund things for the sake of making a political point and having people show up to do things. I don't like.
I gotta see a source on that one, bro. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying I've never seen anything that speaks.
But if the source came from like a Jewish source, you would probably discredit it, right?
No, any source. I just want to say, determining whether or not something is racist is not. I'm not gonna be convinced by some of the likes of Brad or Florida. I mean, I heard a lot of.
Great, let's keep the racism up then. If that's racist, let's keep it. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it up. Where's the tiki torches?
There are plenty of black people who share the sentiments that I feel.
Someone get me a fucking watermelon. I'm gonna eat this.
What? Okay. Why are you talking about watermelon? Maybe because I'm black. But
I'm just dying for water.
You're thirsty? Okay. You need help with that? I just want to say there are a lot of people who share the same feelings I have. So I was trying to explain to people who may not be aware that people had their reaction. Now you don't have to think it's racist. That's fine. And that's that. God bless you for it.
I will say, I don't want to poison the well, but if I could probably post a link. It was called the National Association of Black Journalists Conference. So it's held in Chicago.
Whoa!
It was difficult to watch. I have to say, it started off rough. He got into almost a feud with one of the journalists because he felt, and this could be interesting for every side. He felt that he was brought there on false pretenses and that he was cornered and tied down and unfairly asked questions that were just unfair, and he was very verbal about it. And so the crowd, as he's going back and forth with the first journalist, everyone's like, oh, is that the whole time? It was good.
That's why they were like, this nigga's wilding. He kept referring to it as the lady or this woman.
Yeah, he was frustrated about how she, and he explained it. He feels that he was just,
A lot of people, you guys have to realize, a lot of people don't trust Trump, right? Like, a lot of people read Trump as a liar. So I don't trust I don't trust Trump's account of the events, right? Like, so I don't think that there was a report that came out saying that Trump was upset because they were fact checking. And so, he was probably pissed about that, right? But we don't really know. And I think Trump does this appeal to ignorance thing a lot, because he knows that we weren't there to witness all these events. So he tries to fill in the blanks. He does that a lot, in my opinion. Yeah,
You're
I don't
literally
really think
appealing
it's
to ignorance by saying that. You know that, right? You're literally appealing to ignorance. That's the ironic part.
I'm
You're
not
appealing to
appealing to
ignorance.
ignorance.
He is just spewing ignorance.
I don't even think you know what that means.
No, you're saying we don't know if Trump was saying the truth when he said they're showing up 35 minutes late.
Yeah, that's not appealing
by saying there'd be another person there. We don't know if he's saying the truth, so maybe he's
I'm not appealing to ignorance. That's not what that means. Try again.
Yeah. So, Dominic, I just posted up top. You'll see a Politico article. Thank God it's not some sort of like directly Jewish related source specifically, because I know that would have been met with a lot more criticism than something like Politico, for example. But in the second paragraph of the article, it says explicitly, the donors of these movements include some of the biggest names in Democratic circles, such as Soros, Rockefeller, and J.D. Pritzker.
Beaver, how am I dumb when you can't spell gorgeous?
So BMO was interrupted earlier, and I wasn't sure if she was finished. But before you go, BMO, Tally, weren't we supposed to listen to this in Discord together? This interview, or was it something else?
So I found out about the Caribbeans for Harris, and of course I had to jump in as I like to assert my Caribbeanness, even though I am not Caribbean. So I streamed that instead. It's still on the calendar. We can do it whenever. It's only like 36 minutes long.
Should we do it in here now?
36 minutes is a long time to keep these people's attention and also keep them.
No, I would break after every 5 minutes to see if people had commentary.
Oh, you mean like do a question by question segment?
Yeah, you know how we sometimes do that for a reason.
I mean, we could, if the room is interested, then, and there aren't many objections, I wouldn't mind at all.
Yep, just
where did this one?
Here's another link from The Hill about how actors tied to Iran's government are helping finance anti-Israel protesters, according to U.S. intelligence. You're welcome, Tom.
You know, Florida, I'm going to say this. I find this really incredibly funny because you have people like Curious George there, or by Curious George, or whatever he's going by these days. Sit there and say that, all these people, they support it, and black people don't need white people, and he said this on the stage today. But it's funny, the candidate that the Democrats needed couldn't win 2020. She actually, in fact, needed a white man to get into her position, which was maybe off her knees, I don't know, and then figure out to put her on the campaign schedule, because again, this woman, despite Trump and all this shit, she has the most unfavorable rating in the history of politics. Like Andrew fucking Jackson doesn't have a worse record. Who doesn't have a worse favorability rating? This woman does. She beats Joe Biden on this shit. So obviously, contrary to Curious George's, schematics there, or however he wants to look at it, a white man definitely needed to help this particular woman, and get into a position of fucking power, in which case, she is now pandering to every demographic, saying black people for Trump, Caribbean people for Trump, that one's going to be funny as fuck, and then white people for Trump. And at the end of the day, he's going to stand on that and say that, hey, black people going for Trump or black Republicans or Brexit or any of these other political events, that's a scam. But the dipshit doesn't see what the scam was that was right there, because while preaching democracy, you ain't fucking had it. You didn't have it. Kamala's not Democratic. That bitch is not elected Democratic. She was put into that position by a white man.
Man, shut. Damn.
Well,
The misogyny is so unnecessary, bro.
But I mean, look, Brad's not alone there. Lion says the same thing.
Talking, right?
I'm sorry, but Monica, is it related to what we're talking about?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Miss Fee disagrees with Brad. Miss Fee has reasons for disagreeing. Do you want to share them, Miss Fee?
Go ahead, Miss Fee.
No? Okay.
Sorry, I can't right now.
Okay. All right. Dominic?
Question. Why every time you refer to Kamala, you have to, like, call her name, like, disrespect the last name? Why can't you just criticize her on her merits?
I love that question. Anyone want to answer?
Sure. Yeah, Monica, I don't need you to mod. You're not a mod, so don't even worry about it. At the end of the day, somebody needed to tell him shut the fuck up. So here's the issue. For 8 fucking years, every time someone brought up conservative idealism or talked from a conservative lens or identified as Republicans, you people on the left, yes, you individuals, demonized, vilified, shot them up, killed them, attempted to assassinate them, ran them over, fucking chased gay men through the street that were gay Republicans, Brenda Struck in case in point, threatening to murder men. And for 8 years, the right has had to tolerate these actions. And then you sit there and go, why do I have to pick on him? Because you know what? I'm done being nice. I don't really care what Humstein wants to fucking say in her speech. She hasn't sat down for an interview. She hasn't formulated a policy. And her background, despite holding key positions, has been ineffective in fucking any aspect. 141 pieces of legislation in her career. 0 brought into fruition. 0. She has accomplished absolutely nothing outside of being a token for the white man who trotted her ass out while she happily did it, while she tackled her way to a podium when he made a flub about a racist remark. That's what it was. And the fact that she has done actually nothing as a VP outside saying abortion rights, when in fact her and her boss, the P to her VP, had Senate and Congress and couldn't actually put up reproductive rights like you claim she really wants to, which indicates she's fake as fuck, she's lying, and she's pandering to your votes. And you guys swallow it hook, line, and sinker, and then scream, I'm the racist, I'm the bigot. You get used over and over and over again by the same fucking party that actually just does nothing except tell you you aren't black if you don't vote. There you go. That's why I called her name.
Alright, yo, so who are you voting for, Brad?
Right now, I'm forced to go with Trump at this point.
You mean the liar in chief? Right?
Good one.
Good one, dude. He has lied 2 times as any other candidate that you can name. I promise you.
No, that's not true.
Florida, you're a son of a bitch. That's my back.
Islam, you are a good fucking faggot. You are a good fucking faggot. You are a tall-head picnic on your head habit, motherfucker. Picnic on your head habit, bitch.
Genocide supporter.
Girlfriend is a gold.
Piece of shit. You are a fucking piece of shit.
You are a piece of shit. You are a piece of shit. I will kick your dog. I will kick your dog.
Everybody hates you.
My dog.
Everybody you are like
I will kick your dog.
Slave of Nathan that
I
made
will
a
fuck you.
Florida.
I
Son of
will
a bitch.
bomb you.
You are fucking ugly.
I will bomb
You don't have a girlfriend. Nobody likes you. Nobody wants you. You are fucking racist. That's what you are. You are fucking racist. Your mother was a bitch like you, guy. Alright, thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
Thanks for the break, Islam.
Anyway, so this is a question for the room, I guess. Do you think Kamala is more of a liar
than Donald Trump?
I don't think she has the capabilities. If you listen to what she says, there was a playback of one of her things, like,
Can I take a stab at it?
was nonsense.
Trump is
Go ahead.
actually giving more loans to black people.
I think that she's more of a liar and Trump is more of an exaggerator. But people tend to confuse exaggeration with lie. And I think that's unfair, considering what we saw in this room earlier, for example, where Gorgeous was making the claim that white Republicans were being scammed by the Blexit movement, and I asked him to legitimize that claim, and he was unable to do so with justification that it was a scam. But nobody but me wanted to actually call him out on that, as though he was lying. He was exaggerating, and y'all were okay with it. It's an interesting double standard.
I wanted to know what he was talking about, especially we've done so many campaigns over such a wide range of different types of offices. I was even on a presidential campaign, so I was very curious because there could have been so many issues, whether there was a failure outreach, whether it was potentially an exploit of just here's a good opportunity to have the public perceive something that there's not. There was a lot there. It was interesting. That's all I'll say. But I'm glad that you pushed it because I'm glad that we were able to explore it.
But yeah, anyways, what I've noticed is most politicians lie, right? Most of them lie about things that are very subtle, that they don't think they're going to get called out for. Trump is exaggerating about things that you can easily fact check and determine for yourself if it was 100% truthful or not, and then consider his rhetoric around the entire thing and say, hey, is this something that a reasonable person might do when, like, overwhelmed with emotion? Could somebody exaggerate claims? Absolutely.
Let's consider an example of Kamala, her interactions with people. The reporter says, you're the border czar, you haven't been to the border. We've been to the border. You haven't been to the border. We've been to the border. You have not been to the border. I haven't been to Europe.
That was a Lesser Holt interview.
Did I represent it adequately?
Yes, and even he was mad at her, and he went and continued on and even did a follow-up after that saying, yes, she was incorrect.
Then she went to Europe, and then she went to the border, but not the parts of the border that were in crisis.
No, she went to El Paso. That wasn't the border.
You guys want to go down the list of things that Trump claimed he did that he didn't do?
Back Friday.
We don't have, but we could.
We could do that about, and Dominic, I appreciate that. And
it's just a gold for them, right? So.
And Dominic, I appreciate that. And for anyone that's like super interested, I was at a point where I wanted to know those things too. But I have to tell you, after you spent time looking and being actually interested in truly understanding who said what, and not only who said what and didn't do it, who said what and a single politician that you cannot find, that you cannot show a long list of things that have been lied, that have not been fulfilled, that have promised and not fulfilled.
I mean, there's a difference between failure to put forth a certain policy and lying about putting forth a certain policy. That's different, right? Because you have to have a majority in the Congress or whatever the fuck. Like, they're gonna block you, obviously, if you're on any party. So it's not that you lie about times, it's that you
not gonna get through. But lies.
Yeah, you could, and same, and yes, I agree with you, and absolutely. There are still things that the president has, irrespective of who holds the House and Senate, he has a certain type of influence, and he's supposed to. That's part of his job, is to guide, to put the proposals to, hey, consider this, push this out. You know what I'm saying? And then Congress and Senate will decide on whether it gets looked at and at how and whatever else. But still, there are things, if you promise, and I'm not gonna, I could probably make a lot of people upset in this room. There's a few things that I was very interested in that I saw failed. But the reason I don't bring them up is because, like I said, I've seen it happen so many times. And the outright lies, same thing. I remember back in the day, it was when the PolitiFact or whatever had just come out, but there was one before that it was I don't remember the website, but I mean, yeah, it's almost like fruitless. But I appreciate anyone that wants to that is at that point.
What's it like saying a whole lot of things but saying nothing? Hello?
It just becomes a back and forth.
Another thing worth mentioning is that when people try to fact check Trump, at least if you're going to tell Kamala, I think you should be worrisome when she actually starts getting interviews and getting oppositional journalists facing her directly, which unfortunately I doubt she's going to be able to get much of that in this election cycle, because they're going to put her in the basement like they did Joe Biden. Even though she's not mentally irrepaired, they're still going to put her in a basement because they know when she starts talking, she sounds fucking stupid. So, yeah, they're going to stop that as much as they can. But still, if she gets exposed, she flatlines. She doesn't know how to react. We saw it when she faced Tulsi Gabbard at that debate. So I looked at her whole interview. And the fact that she's in the last 7 days since she became the presumptive nominee, she's backtracked on like 6 different claims entirely. She said she wanted to do a gun buyback program in like 2019 when she wanted to run for the president position originally. She just backtracked that claim. She said she wanted Medicare for illegals. She just backtracked that claim. And by the way, it's not her saying this out of her mouth directly, because if she gets pushed back, she's not going to say anything. It's her staffers putting out state for her. But yeah, apparently she's backtracked on that. She's backtracked on amnesty. She's backtracked on the Green Deal and banning fracking. Like, she's going to lie herself into the presidency as long as she can, because she can't defend any of the shit she said in the past.
She's just basically been flip-flopping on actually every interview. And if you want to have a serious, not like a Curious George discussion, if you want to have a serious discussion of the policies and the fears that I have, I actually do. Seriously, I have fears about an Iran-Houthi kind of exploration of, possible turmoil with Israel and Gaza. I have huge concerns about that. And who's going to lead it? Do I think Kamala could do that? Who's never sat down at the table? Who's known to actually miss cabinet and staff meetings and skip them altogether because she didn't want to attend? Those things are there. Like, she has that second highest record for the most absentee votes, like in modern era. 51%. She's missed 51%. Like, I need a president. Like, Trump may tweet stupid shit at 2 a.m, and I'll give you that. The guy fucking does moronic shit that makes me cringe. But at least I know at 2 a.m. the motherfucker's still awake, focusing on something. He's doing something. He's working there. At least he's thinking about the country. May not be doing a great job or the exact job that I want to, but at least I have a guy who's willing to address reporters. He gave the most access of any president. You could ask him anything, and you kind of knew the country was. You had an idea. And right now, that's the best I can hope for. Right now, I know that there's a fight in the Republican Party about who's going to lead it. Trump's winning that fight. But, I mean, I don't want whatever the Democrat agenda is, the infrastructure project. I don't want the great thing that's going on under the Inflation Reduction Act. I don't want those 73 companies that are basically getting fucking Kamala favors. They're not even green projects. They're not even green fucking companies. They're just getting billions of taxpayer dollars under the Inflation Reduction Act for fucking shithole. Like, I have concerns about this shit. I really do. I'm tired of seeing Americans struggle to pay mortgages, rent. I'm tired of seeing people in camps, like literally camping because they can't afford an apartment, but they're paying for a campground that has showers. And they're not shitting in the street. These are wholesale families. And I'm sitting there going, well, can we address this? Do we need to flood the border and have competition for low-income housing across the nation? No, this is not something we need to do. We don't need to try to reduce economic pictures or economic portfolios or pitfalls to help boost the rich. I'm pissed that we just watched the greatest transfer of wealth occur during the pandemic, and then we're about to watch it again. The latest job numbers has Wall Street fucking panicking, which fuck those guys. I hope they all drop off the fucking edge of their building. But at the end of the day, what they're going through is affecting Main Street. And you know what the simple address was? Whatever. We still have Americans missing. And Biden was going, well, why didn't Trump rescue? 2 of the 3 fuckers were captured under his fucking watch, but he was expecting Trump to do it. Like, this is how stupid this argument starts to get. So I have problems with the Democrats leading this nation. Like, out of the 42 open armed conflicts, which one do you want me to focus on? Like, do you think she can take the helm? You think she's going to do great? Like, in all seriousness.
Most people who support Kamala can't even say why they support Kamala specifically. They just say they oppose Trump and want Democrat in office. So they'll just say, regular Democrat talking points. But they already know Kamala is not their ideal candidate, but they're on board because they have to be. And compared to a geriatric like Biden, she looks better, so that's why they're enthusiastic now.
No, this is the whole point, though. It wasn't even them that picked. Like, this woman, let's talk about this real quick. She got the same type, the same percentages of support that she ruled out in 2020 against Biden. Or 2019. She was massively, you can look at it, what was it, Reuters wrote a beautiful op-ed about her, talking about her massive support and how white women were championing for her. And all this money was flowing in, and she was happy. She couldn't work with her campaign staff. That's your fucking staff. Now, granted, she's got a campaign wrapped in a box, and she'll probably fuck this up because that's all she knows how to do, because every seat she's held, everything she's done has been a clusterfuck. It's filled with massive amounts of controversy from fucking...
Like, share, subscribe. What are you waiting for?
That's where
hit that like button right now. Share the video on your Twitter, on your X. Like and share, like and share, like and share. Subscribe podcast.
Same thing for her senatorial administrative staff. Fucking massive issues. Same thing as VP. Again, when people sit there and do this analysis of Trump versus this, I know what I get with the orange guy. I had 4 years of it. Kamala, she will bend and drop to anybody who tells her to. You see this right now. You can tell it. This woman is not authentic. She never has been. The bitch is not even raised American. This is the part that pisses me off. She grew up in fucking Canada. She's an American citizen, 100%. But she did not grow through the experiences of Black American as a child. She was raised in fucking Canada. She went to school in Canada. You can't correlate to this. And then she's going to run on somehow identification of blackness to black people. You guys know what being black in America is. It's vastly fucking different than being black in Canada. Even a white guy like me can fucking see that shit.
Oh, where'd Dominic go? Get bored of getting his ass kicked? I hate talking to an echo chamber. I was just looking up the details of this prisoner swap, though, that recently happened. And, I don't know, man. Honestly, on one hand, obviously, it's great that we're able to get innocent people out of jail from Russia. But on the other hand, what a shit show is it that we have to give up some of, the most atrocious felons and, criminals that we possibly can in order to do it. I was looking through this and
gave up a bunch of spies and a bunch of people guilty of espionage and trying to cause war.
Yeah. Money launderers, hackers, Russian spies, murderers, FSB agents, colonels,
literally was looking it up the other day. Someone at work was like, "Aren't we just so happy that they're home?" I'm like, "What?"
Like, I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I'm glad they're home, but, like, what a failure, what a shit show in negotiation tactic is this? I'm not saying I would be any better, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't. But, I mean, someone's got to be able to do better than this.
Well, we also left one over there. Did you hear his, you should look, I forget his name.
Who did we end up leaving?
We left one. Her mother was at the tarmac, and Joe Biden ignored her, and then commented to the reporter, she's 90 years old. His mother's been fighting for a long time. I can't even remember it. But she's been begging, and she feels he was glossed over. And even some of the reporters on the opinion pieces and Twitter spaces were like, yeah, this one's kind of shady, because we brought back a green card holder, and we left the American citizen over there. Like, why?
But she's 90 years old?
The mother is over here. She gave a very poignant and direct.
Oh, but the prisoner's not.
No, the prisoner's not. It's our son that's over there.
Yeah, it's because, like, I mean, there might be something to that on the Russian side of things, Brad, the way I look at it. One of these people was apparently someone that Putin had wanted to get back as part of the prisoner swap, but the U.S. isn't willing to budge on this guy with, I guess, all the other negotiations. So I can see how, if Russia's hardballing, that they wouldn't allow one of our guys off the hook either in this one. But, like, yeah, I mean, we're literally releasing people that are directly associated with and acting on behalf of the Russian government in exchange for innocent people.
When you release people that have a nickname called the Merchant of Death, we should probably reconsider some of these. And I'm all for it. Like, I want all Americans home. Like, personally, I would have sent in fucking all the SEALs, all the fucking Marine Corps, and I would have blown fucking Moscow up. I champion this. I'd say the same thing about Gaza. I would tear up Gaza. I would tear up Russia. I would tear up any place that America is. This is what we pay enormous tax dollars for our military to go do it.
Right.
And there is not a soldier, I know this firsthand, I can promise you this, there is not a soldier out there that would not sit there and say, let me go get my American citizen home. Black, white, it wouldn't make a difference. Male, female, whatever religion, whatever ethnicity you come from, it won't fucking matter. The rallying cry is always, there is an American there. They are desperate. They are in trouble. Let's go get them. And everybody's blood is pumped. Everybody is focused. And we want to lay waste to everybody else that gets in our way of getting that person out.
Yeah, man. Remember Benghazi, Brad? Oh, that hurt me.
Yes. And those men, Jocko used to be on here, and for those of you, Pockets may remember, because she's old school like me.
Jocko used to be on Clubhouse?
Yeah, he's a friend of mine. He came on, we did a bunch of rooms together. So he would talk about this, and when they were deciding at the moment, and he was like, forget the book, forget all the fucking things, but he said there were Americans in need. He said they were really chomping at the bit, and they got tired of the bureaucracy holding back. And all he wanted to do, and I'll give you his quote, the only thing in my head is, I want to kill all the motherfuckers that I can to get to my Americans. That's the only thing. Man, women, child, it don't fucking matter. Infants to elderly people, it won't fucking matter to men and women like me who say, there's an American in trouble. I don't care what anybody else is. It's not me, it's not racist, it's not there. My goal is to get to an American. And his goal, what he said is, I would have laid waste everybody. And how hard he was screaming. He wanted to shoot his own fucking one guy that kept stopping. So just be aware.
I hated that. I hated reading those emails, the constant requests, and oh man, like that's like, damn, how, who the
wheel. That's just messed up. That is just.
And for the record, Big Master, the Marine Security Force, for many of you that don't know, most of our embassies and ambassadors are protected by a very specialized, a very high functioning, very much hoorah motherfuckers. These are fucking, they will do everything they can to protect you inside that embassy. When you're running to an embassy and the whole country you're in is in turmoil, these guys are the ones you want to see at the post, because when you see these, there is nothing that is going to stop them from protecting you. But the Marine Security Forces have never lost a man. They've never lost one. They are the elite of elite in terms of this. They should have actually been the ones guarding Trump. Like, honestly, they are far more effective, far better, far more aggressive, far more technically aware than the Secret Service, in my opinion. If you'd have put those guys around Trump, nobody would have even been able to blow on that man's hair. The shininess from his orange skin wouldn't have been able to radiate to people. That's how tough these guys are. And it just, I wish they would have used them in Benghazi, and they were declined. Had they been there, that scenario would have been a whole different way, and the bodies that they would have stacked that day would have been as big as a border wall.
So I am so shocked. Given I have a lot of political friends, mostly political friends on Facebook, I still maintain a Facebook. I generally just go on to connect when we're doing our meetups or whatever. But anyway, I cannot believe the overwhelming attention that this Olympic Khalif fighter brought. I mean, it is just, my whole feed is just filled with this, and it's just crazy. And then I thought to myself, was this like and I'm surprised that most people are in support of Khalif. Like, it's just lots and lots of support. I think a lot of the men have similar similar feelings as King. King has mentioned, let it happen. They're just like, this is what you wanted, so this is what you get. But I've seen this so much, and then I thought to myself, do you remember just a few, like, before the Olympics started, there was like this whole trend of like boycott the Olympics, and because of the mocking of the Last Supper, and we talked about it in here for a little bit. But I think that it's interesting that, however, if it was overplayed or wasn't overplayed, the Karina, the Italian, she had come out with an apology towards Khalif and was just like, I'm sorry, I overreacted. I should have, shook your hand, and I should have been more, diplomatic and everything. But she knew that she had lost, and it makes me think, like, I mean, I don't know. It's tough. You think about all the different things that, like, was this a ploy was this like a marketing ploy to get more people distracted or get their attention back into the Olympics because of all of the attention they lost from the boycott? Was it overplayed? Was it, I thought for a little while, I was thinking maybe Karina, she was going to play her cards, because you know who you're fighting before you fight them. And I was thinking maybe she thought, oh, if I go in there and I'm able to beat her, that's great. I'll be able to obviously win, and I'll be able to hold that. But knowing the circumstance, did she think about it, like, and premeditate, like? And it could have even been a subconscious thing where she felt weaker than she could have been. I don't know. It's very interesting, but I wonder if she played the cards of, like, the crying and that whole thing. Was it all an act?
It wasn't an act.
You don't think it was an act?
No, she trained her dad that was helping support her and get her into the boxing, getting her into boxing, died, like, I forget,
like less than like a month before she got selected. So he wasn't even there. She was actually boxing for her father. It was a dream they had. She trained her whole life for this. She'll never get another shot at this. And in 48 seconds, she was like done. She had to tack her arm out. The problem is that this individual, this is why I went so hard at Curious George, because he was in another room celebrating the fact of, you know, oh, it's a guy. He identifies as a woman or whatever the bullshit is. And it's that same trope. And it's the same thing with the opening ceremony. You look off from the center stage, the guy who's like supposed to be portraying Jesus in the Last Supper, that guy is actually a convicted sex offender, which I find massively ironic. Like, you know, there you go. I may have to acquiesce the king's belief that there is a God at this point, because there's just way too much irony in this. But if you look to the left of the picture, it's a guy in his short shorts. He's got a thing up. His nutsack's hanging out. Now it gets even interesting. Watch the video. I was just in here screaming about how Trump is the racist and I'm homophobic. Was the same guy clapping for this, saying, "Oh, you know, you guys are just homophobic and racist for being upset about it." And the Olympics are supposed to be a family event. There's a lot of children at the event. They use a lot of children in the event. And, you know, you still have 16-year-old girls. Like, make no doubt about this. These are young female athletes, young male athletes. These are not, you know, grown-up adults. These aren't 30-year-olds that can sit there, see something, and be like, oh, for fuck's sake, and walk away. These are kids, you know, enjoying the first time they're away from home. This is their first experience. It should be inviting. It should be a competition. It should be badass. But it's diminished when you see this stuff and the controversy there. And when you actually look at like what they're portraying, it's wrong. Like, I'm not even a Christian, and I cringed. I was upset. I was angry. I felt terrible for Christians, because it seems that it was okay to mock their religion, but God forbid you make a Muslim cartoon and then the people of France get shot up, you know, or some other bullshit. So at the end of the day, I think, honestly, when I hear people like Curious George sit there and advocate for stupid shit and then tell me about how I'm the wrong person, and I actually mean it. I really want, there is a group of gay men out here that seem perfectly fine with targeting children, whether influencing children or directly. I'm not calling them the P word. I'm just saying there seems to be a connection and a problem that we have in America of allowing this. And personally, I want it to stop. I want to go back to the old way where the neighborhood men went out there and just beat the guy with a baseball bat if you fucked around with kids. Like, that's the kind of level of where I'm at. I have 2 daughters. I'm an angry parent when I see this, because I will forever be a parent. And a lot of parents are getting angrier and angrier at this, saying, like, I don't want women, like the poor Italian girl, to go in there and fight a 6'1" genetically male guy that wants to identify on his passport as a female, get her fucking face. That one of these men one day are going to snap a fucking woman's neck. They're going to kill a woman. They're in boxing, they're in wrestling, they're in these very hard sports, women's football, women's soccer. You're going to see the pain. You're going to see a girl die. And then I'm going to promise you the repercussions and the rebound is going to come and say, this is your problem. Like, you'll have men that, like King, that say that, and to some extent it is women's problem, because despite men like me saying, please don't do this, this is wrong, we got called homophobic, we got called everything else. And now what's going to end up happening is some young girl very, very, very soon is going to lose her life because people didn't want to listen. And I promise you that's coming. It's coming soon. Look at field hockey. Look at all these sports that young, great women play. And look at where these men are going into and trying to get some accolades and doing this shit for whatever fucking kicks they have. And now you have Curious Georges advocating for that and then calling you homophobic because you have concerns and worries about some fucking 6'1" guy going into a women's boxing sport.
Hey, can you speak up a little bit? I'm taking a shit right now. Can you speak up just a little bit?
Or you got guys like that.
He's perfectly clear to me. I don't.
Yeah, you might want to get a new headset, Donald. Probably.
Dominic, welcome back.
I was talking to one of my friends.
Was it a male?
No, it's a female.
Was it actually a female?
Yes.
How do you know?
She has a vagina, and I think she has ovaries.
Did you grab her by the pussy?
No, because my name isn't Donald Trump. I don't sexually harass women.
Dominic, can you stop cooning for 1 second, bro? Just 1 second.
What am I cooning for, Dave?
I don't know. I think you just do it because you want to be white. It is what it is.
How? What does it have to do with being white?
I think that because you're born darker than your other family members, that you missed out on whiteness, so you try to make up for it by cooning out.
So can you define the way that I'm cooning out?
Well, you're cooning out by platforming yourself, by embarrassing black people.
In what way? You're not being specific at all. You're just saying vague things.
By you opening up your mouth and saying things that doesn't represent blackness, by you making yourself saying like the purple, yellow, leftness.
Was destined to do this. This is just a predestination of it to be a coon. It is what
you know what? I think God do design a coon, bro, and it is what it is, man. But not all coons are made equal. I'll tell you that.
It's a good thing I don't believe in God.
Exactly. Yeah. You think you're doing it on your own free will, but you're a coon by choice.
Mm-hmm. What do you think you are, D?
I'm a real nigga, bro. What you mean?
Oh, you think so? You think so? I'm
think so. My flag, B.
money on that. Yeah, use the real nigga quote. Sorry.
Dominic, I'll tell you what. I'll swap cards with you. I'll hand you my white card. You can hand me the black card. And we can swap up.
And that would make more. Listen, that would make more sense in reality, Brad. Because I always thought that you were more black than white.
Oh, they nothing right.
I'm going to get up. Black one. And then. But then. But sorry about that. Listen, man. You talking about an ass? Let me tell you, bro. Me and Dogs were playing pool.
Don't do that. Yo, Nathan hasn't won a pool game in like at least 10 tries. At least.
Nathan, is it the angles? You can't see angles really well, Nathan? What's going on?
I'll take that challenge any day.
It's the Heineken, bro. If I was drinking Corona, it would have been a different game, B. I'm telling you.
Look at him making excuses why he lost.
You know, I usually beat all my black friends at pool too. Knowledge. Maybe they're just not good at pool.
Nah, stop that.
Whoa.
That's
Oh my God.
Pool table in your house. That's the only reason why you got it.
I wish I had a pool table.
Is the winner of the
You got a pool?
break the first game, the next game?
Oh, no. He was slick with it. He was slick with it. After every game he lost, he was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. He lost and I raked. He was slick.
Listen, the last game, Knowledge won by accident. I'll tell you that, man. By accident. But that shit was fun, man. Listen. That shit was fun. But anyways, though, I just want to say this.
Yeah, we're talking about scratching an 8-ball.
Now, it's Feedback Fridays. And some people forget twice to do a stretch on it twice. But hey, listen, I just want to talk about Feedback Fridays. I think we often forget what the day represents. Today is the day of feedbacks. I want to give a shout out and a feedback to Monica. Monica, when I first met you, people often told me that, hey, she isn't allowed to be in these type of rooms. She shouldn't be here with these type of people. But I'll tell you this, I don't know what it was, but the white belts are us. I don't know, every time I get someone in this room, they often talk about Monica and how much white belts of us made us perspective and understand her for an individual just like anyone else. Because, listen, the hate was crazy. But I want to say this, Monica, I appreciate you. I appreciate you bringing your talents to White Belts or Us. And, listen, you bring conversations, you bring intellectual conversations at best, too. And you're like a bag of knowledge. I often thought that Cora was the representation of white women, but you proved me wrong, Monica. You proved me wrong. And if I could just... Sorry, go ahead. No, and if I can just, like, deliver flowers to you, not virtually, but physical flowers, Monica, I will bestow upon you the most flowers like that because you are a gem that needs to be cherished. And I appreciate you because you appreciate me. Alright?
For the record, he only had one drink, okay?
I was gonna say Nathan is drunk as hell right now.
Only
Man
one
is
one beer.
Slurring his words. I want to hear you say shit about me slurring my words.
It was.
As I do my wine.
Goose stout or a dragon
Hold on.
stout?
It was one beer, and he didn't even finish the whole beer. That's all.
No, did you give him like a dragon stout?
It was a. No. No, I was drinking buckets. 2 buckets, 2 rum and cokes. I didn't even eat.
Hi, my name is Books. I'd like to be put in the queue if I might.
Lemon pepper. And he had lemon pepper wings.
I appreciate this room. I haven't been here before, but I also appreciate Monica. And I really appreciate Nathan. He's cultivating rooms of great intelligence. I have been listening devoutly for many months, maybe a year now.
Pay 2 hours for a pink ticket.
And that's my boy, that's John. I want to give another shout out. I want to give another shout out to my girl, the one and only B Masters. Listen, when B Masters came into this room, she made a statement. She said, listen, this is my people, this is my room, and I made it clear in another room that's very popular that you guys don't allow free speech. You guys don't allow people to be themselves. Right? And she said this, and that resonated in my heart. You know what I mean? And I appreciate B-Master for B-Master. B-Master, thank you.
Once again, I want to avoid all allegations. I want to avoid all allegations. 1 beer. For the record, I don't want to get blamed for this. Whatever was in the food has nothing to do with it. But he had.
I just want to know, when is Chillism going to Chatter? Is Chillism on Chatter yet? Because I'm big on Chatter now.
People about accusing them of being like touchy huggy. I love it. So I just dropped the ball. I truly is that fucking guy.
All I'm saying is, I'm responsible for the drinks. But whatever was in the food, I had nothing to do with that. Just for the record.
I want to give another shout out on Feedback Fridays, and it's definitely some feedback. Listen, one person who has said this, and they said this in the past. They said, when it comes to love, I'm a loving person. And I always get hate when I tell black people that I love them, because they often don't believe me. And that right there is the person who isn't in the room, Tafara. And I thank God Tafara isn't in the room.
I'm not responsible for any of this.
So Tafara, no she isn't. So Tafara is one of those people who just loves individual. And listen, she loves so much that she would demand love from other people. And I appreciate that. The reason why I appreciate that is because she knows what she wants, and she wants what she wants. And I thank you, Tafara, for you being an individual for who you are. Listen, there aren't many people that are, like, as transparent as Tafara. Tafara is 1 in a million.
So tell me, Nathan, when she says things to me like, just know that when I say what I say, I got all of it from people you're calling your friend. So is that transparent? Like, why won't she just say that she's threatening to dox me? Is that love?
I'm gonna say this, man. Sometimes love make you do things that you don't want to do, and sometimes love always have like this vindictive motives only when you don't see the type of love you want back. That's all I think.
No, you're not allowed to take him out for drinking.
I'm trying to tell you guys. I'm responsible for the Heineken, yes. Whatever.
Not over police when in Oakland, the cop sitting in my room in a trauma told me that they only had 35 cops on from 11 to 11 whatever the shift was.
Well, you can thank your Democratic leaders in Oakland. Oakland is run by Marxist, communist, socialist terrorists. The Democrats run that shithole. It's called Oakland. It's the Democrats. The Democrats that have run that ground to shit. That city is a pile of shit because of Democrats. No, make no mistake.
And he's screaming.
I put him in the audience. That's that guy. He come in with a different name all the time with that screaming and shit.
That's because he loves me so much. He chooses his.
No.
And I see Miss Edna on and Dr. Keisha and Dr. Everybody, my Houston people. I mean, it's just Texas people. We have a very tough environment here. We've got to get out. Because I mean, I don't know if you're going. I don't know if you can hear me because I've been. You all have been going in and out. So I hope the signal's okay. But we have we're in a state where we're giving back Medicaid dollars. You know, this is something that every state gets from the federal government, and they send it back. I mean, it's just crazy. And so we've got to make change. My dad has ALS now, and so from running a marathon to marathons that started. You see things from a different perspective as it pertains to being physically challenged, disabled, as some may refer to it. And so, just from, him being excited to go in and walk in and do his balance, they have